Hi, my name is Dr. Deb Lippman, and this is Wine Together, a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat. So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready. This week, I'm joined by my husband, Todd. We will be talking about how we handled Halloween as parents. We handled it with a lot of wine and beer. Let's just say that. I handled it with a lot of wine and beer. Sometimes something stronger. First,
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you. So I think it was so funny because I was okay not to ever celebrate Halloween when they were kids,
Okay.
but you liked the candy. You want to talk about your tax?
And there's always a Reese's toll
A Reese's doll, yeah,
that has to be paid.
absolutely. And it's so funny because they respected it. They knew it, and as they got older, it was just automatic. They didn't even have to wait for you to ask. I don't know if you remember that, but
Only once or twice.
oh, it's so funny though. I think when Mason was really young and Amelia was just, probably a baby, I think most of the Halloweens were spent in Arlington. Do you recall?
Not really. No.
Okay, never mind. So this is just gonna be me chatting about what I remember from Halloween when they were kids.
I mean, I remember a few, but I don't remember how old they were, or and that. So
I remember. Okay, so I remember Mason very young, dressed as Marine almost every year because that's just what we had. It was what we had to.
we didn't want to spend a
dress
lot of
on.
money on costumes.
Yeah, it's just not,
Or
and
pirate.
again,
We probably did pirate or
yeah, maybe. And I know that there was always that one house near your parents' house where the guy gave out full size candy bars.
yeah. But I remember the one year though that we got in Massachusetts, we got them those full. Well, at least
Yes,
that was
yes.
at least Rin and Brooke maybe, or
No, not
M
Brooke.
and
Brooke with him later,
yeah.
but
Or maybe it was Mason and M.
it was Mason and M, and then yeah, because Rin was still small then, and Brooke again was just about 18 months old, I think at the most. And so yeah, we got those really thick Halloweens. One was the guy from Monsters Inc.
Was it?
I think one of and one was like this wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, and so but then those costumes got used for several years because
Good for Massachusetts
they
where
were
it was cold.
perfect for
Where it was
Massachusetts.
cold on
In
Halloween.
fact, I remember it snowing. One of our first snows there was on Halloween. So yeah. So yeah, it was cold in Massachusetts on Halloween. But yeah, the ones in Arlington,
You never knew what the weather was.
right, and
cold, warm, rain.
right. Yeah, exactly. So but I don't think it was cold like in Massachusetts
Okay.
that I recall.
But well, I mean, it was better in at least going to Arlington for Halloween was better than a lot of places because you could actually walk on the sidewalk around.
Absolutely. I did feel safe. I really didn't worry about anything kind of weird happening with as far as with the candy. I remember one reason I thought, I was never going to let my kids celebrate Halloween was the fear that was I was kind of indoctrinated with fear. Um the we did not trick or treat as kids. And if anybody brought us candy or anything like that, my parents insisted that we cut every piece open to make sure there were no razor blades in it. And I'm not joking about this. They were so um over the top thinking this was like the worst time of the year for kids. And so I really just didn't think I would ever let my kids, celebrate Halloween. But we had, especially as they started getting older, we had a lot of fun at Halloween.
Okay.
Sitting out giving out candy. You did?
Yeah. No, we did.
Yeah. I remember you one year you actually
Roseville was nice.
had a party with did y'all do a party twice? I know for sure one time you helped them host a party,
I'm
and y'all made decorations, and I think you even baked a cake.
it's possible. I don't recall this now.
But yeah, and I remember Brooke and Rincon, can we please put Halloween decorations up? Because that's just something I still don't.
Oh yeah, that would have been for Rin wanting to have a party, I'm sure.
Yeah, I still cannot imagine I would ever, even for my grandchildren, I can't imagine myself decorating the yard for Halloween.
I don't know. I feel like you wanted to when we had the house there.
Well, there was a time, like, as towards the end, yeah, when y'all were starting to talk about like scaring the neighborhood kids, yeah, I was kind of all for it. But yeah, I do think I was warming up to it. I do think I was warming up to the idea, but now that I haven't had a house, and I can't, I'm back to, I can't imagine it. And the reason I say that is because last week when we went walking around the neighborhood, and we walked up to the house, and it is full on decorated for Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, full on the caution tape on the door, caution tape on the windows. I mean, like it's a murder scene.
Well, maybe it was a murder scene.
And I was just flabbergasted. I thought, oh my gosh, I would never do that. But now, another, I would go all out for Christmas decorations outside.
Yeah, well,
I know that's not your thing. You hated the lights and everything.
it's not that I hated the lights. It's just I wasn't interested in it.
Decor. I love decor. And like I was
Falling off
all
the-
about,
Falling off the roof while
well, I
hanging the
wouldn't
lights on
ask
the
you to do
eaves.
that. I wouldn't ask you to do that.
To fall off the roof or hang the lights. up.
I didn't know. No. Don't blame me for the light thing. Um, I I love decorating inside the house with fall decor. So as far as orange leaves and things like that, pumpkins inside the house as decor, I like it, but not the scary
Nope.
monster stuff.
But you like carving the pumpkins and putting
I
them
love
on the
that part. Yeah,
porch.
that
Those
part.
are decorations.
I know. Well, and the mums and the haystacks and things like that, all that decor. I like that, but that doesn't look like a murder scene
No,
or a
it's
crime
like
scene.
a harvest celebration.
Yes, and I like that. I like to think of, hot apple cider and, oh gosh, for many years in a row, we did soup and grilled cheese as our dinner for Halloween, so we could quickly get it done, and then we were ready to hand out the candy to the neighbor kids.
Mhm.
So I think I missed the soup and grilled cheese sandwich kind of tradition
Mhm.
that we had. So that I miss.
Well, I guess we have to have grilled cheese and soup.
Yeah, that would be nice. But just, I mean, I remember the last Halloween there vividly because Brooke and I sat out on the front porch singing
Okay.
to the neighbors because Frozen was, had been popular for about a year at that point. And so yeah, and Brooke was I guess had Brooke started voices? I don't think Brooke had started voices. Yes, Brooke had started voices since at the Music Factory. Is that no. What was the name of that place? The Factory in Wake Forest, not the Music Factory. The Factory in Wake Forest.
Mhm.
So yeah. So Brooke would sing, and yeah, well, that was fun.
Brooke actually sang in public.
Well, yeah, Brooke did sing on the porch.
Okay.
But it was, we thought we were entertaining the neighbors for Halloween, so so it was that. That was a lot of fun. And I always bought too much candy.
There's no such thing.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I always thought you were angry about me buying too much candy.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be angry about it. I would just worried about the grocery bill.
I started to say it was always the cost, but then we'd always go the day after to CVS and get the candy that was on sale. That was always fun. I'm hearing
50% of us would.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, but I had other members of the family encouraging it and asking for it, so I think it was fun. I think that I hopefully gave in enough for them to have good Halloweens. You know,
Yeah, I'm sure they had fun.
yeah. What about you as a kid? What
Yeah.
What do you remember from Halloween?
I don't know. I had one pirate costume that I wore once or twice, and then it was just kind of. I don't really remember too much about the costumes I wore. Um, but it was just going around the block and getting candy, and then coming back and eating it. So
No mischief,
no,
even as teenager.
no, I didn't even do much of anything as a teenager for Halloween. So
You did get candy?
I mean, after I didn't go trick or treating after I was probably 14.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't go trick or treating until I was a senior in high school.
Hmm.
And because I wasn't allowed. But my senior year, I was with a friend and she convinced me. And the only reason I was allowed to go was because my parents really liked that family, that particular girl's family. And so she and her mom was the best at costumes. I mean, always went all out. And so our senior year, her mom made this dragon that was supposed to be two people,
Hmm.
but her boyfriend wanted to be her backup inside the costume. So, and so it was four legs, and so he had the back two legs, so his legs were in there, but she had like these walking sticks as the front two legs, and she was holding up the thing, and so I was just basically leading the dragon around,
Hmm.
but it was a 5 minute ordeal at each house that we drove up to. So we had to plan that we knew exactly, well, she knew exactly who gave out good candy.
Hmm.
And of course, instead of a, 15 to 20, 30 minute round of the houses, we were out for 4 hours collecting candy because every time we got out of the car, we had to, get dressed, get ready, blah, 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 me lead them so they don't fall over, whatever. And then get back to the car, get everything, get out of the costume, put it in the trunk of the car,
Hmm.
and then go to the next house. Get out of the car, get in the costume, leave the. It
So,
was hilarious.
so the Halloween logistics was probably also a reason why you didn't do much trick or treating as a kid, because I mean,
Oh yeah.
because there's no like you didn't have a neighborhood that you could
Mm-mm.
just walk up and down the sidewalk
Correct.
and go up to the houses.
Right.
You had
Mm-hmm.
the houses are spread out enough that you would have to drive between house.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whereas,
That's 100%.
so big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Depending on where you live.
I think, yeah, that's true. And
And I
yeah, I'm sure that's part of a big part of it.
And I know that a lot of times I heard about kids getting driven into neighborhoods so they could go around
Mm-hmm.
a neighborhood even if
Mm-hmm.
they weren't from there. So I think
Yeah.
that was
That happened
pretty
in
common.
Roseville. I think that was common. But that never, that never happened. I mean, I never got to that. But my grandmother would make popcorn balls for us every year at Halloween. It was kind of our fall thing. And so she would pop the popcorn and mold it together with I think it was peanut butter and honey. And they make these little balls, and then she put tangerines and gumdrops and stuff in a little bag. So my grandma always had a treat bag for us at Halloween,
Hmm.
and again with that homemade treat, which was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really really nice. That was something to look forward to. um and as we got older, we would bake cookies and take them to school.
Hmm.
I would bake cookies the day before. And so on Halloween, take cookies to school for teachers and friends. So that I remember doing, which was, always fun. Maybe that's why Ray was nice to me. Want some cookies? Maybe that's it. But yeah.
Haystacks are the best.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness, you taught Ren how to make those.
Did I?
Yes, you
Okay.
did. I didn't know how to make them.
I didn't either.
And
We just made it
yeah,
up as we went.
oh my goodness, they're so delicious. And in fact, I think Ren made some not too long ago.
Good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's a very good thought. Oh gosh, yeah. I
have to
remember
want
that
some
one.
haystacks
Now
now.
I want some haystacks. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Now, yeah, you're definitely gonna. Okay, yeah. You have to remember that recipe and figure that out.
There's this thing called the internet.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard that you can find stuff on there.
You know what we were taught at Campbell University about that thing?
Oh, it's evil. It's the devil.
It's the devil. The internet is the devil. We weren't allowed to have it. You guys
I wasn't taught that. She was taught
listen.
that.
we were not allowed, even though internet was available, and most universities at the time were getting wired and using the internet. At the time we were at Campbell University, it was not wired.
Well, I mean, so this was early days of
Yeah,
still not everybody. I mean,
it
not
was.
not even then it was dial up. So
I understand that, but most universities were
I mean, this
accessing.
was the Stone Ages where the internet was
It was in its
a
infant
stone
stage.
tablet with a
Yeah.
few with,
So that was, I mean, but now what about on campus? I mean, I know we're supposed to be talking about when the kids were smaller, but just before the kids came along on campus, did you do anything
no,
at Campbell?
no.
What?
I mean,
Okay. I thought there were a lot of good parties to go to, and
well,
most people went to
I was
Chapel
only
Hill.
on the main campus 2 years anyway.
Yeah, and most people would go to Chapel Hill because Franklin Street is
Yeah.
just a place to be on
Unless I hung
Halloween.
out with you. When I was on campus, I wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did we hang out for Halloween?
I don't think so.
You probably ditched me to go hang out in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I mean, there were teachers at Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Yeah. But well, yeah, it's funny to think about. I think it's funny to think about that. I really thought I would never let my kids celebrate Halloween, and then at one point I was making costumes. I mean, I made some decent costumes, not great. They weren't great, but I felt like it's so funny because we did always encourage them to use their imagination.
Yeah.
And that was always, what you said to them, let's be creative. Let's not just go out and buy something, but let's be creative and use our imaginations to come up with a really good costume. And so sometimes that did mean me using the sewing machine, but most of the time it was them being creative and coming up with, just fun costumes.
Yeah, weird clothes from the
Weird-
closet.
Yes, exactly.
Just face paint, whatever.
Yeah, face paint. Yeah.
A few props here and there.
Mm-hmm. So I think that, and I think that's that. To me, I hope that means they had special memories of Halloween. I hope they never felt deprived because I don't see how they could have.
I mean,
Those kids were not deprived.
well, I don't know. I mean, they managed to get candy even if it wasn't
Absolutely.
that much.
Yep.
They could have the leftover candy from all the extras we bought.
Mhm.
So
They absolutely had extra candy. Always had extra
I
candy.
think one year we actually ran out though.
You know what? It's possible. Would that be in Roseville?
I'm not sure, but also didn't one year Mason and Em go with Kat and Brandy to their neighborhood for Halloween?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. They did. Did they wear the leather jackets?
I don't know. But I know I'm pretty sure they went
Yeah.
into
I'm pretty sure you were correct.
Frederick or about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, wow. I think that they had fun. I think that they probably think it's funny that I was kind of anal about.
No,
I think
I
it's probably, I think that they can probably get some amusement out of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. And I still feel weird about, right. Part of me does want to have like the best decoration, scariest decoration on the block.
Yeah.
But
if all your neighbors were doing it, you would want to outdo them. So
yeah, I am very competitive that way. Very competitive that way. But I wouldn't. I would hope that I wouldn't do it at an expense emotionally and financially that you would leave me. I don't want to decorate that bad. Oh well, but that's kind of funny. Oh, we've had some good times. That's funny. I hope the kids have.
I'm sure they did.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I love reminiscing about, especially when they were young, But it just kids grow up.
Really? How's that work?
They do. We don't.
Yeah.
I didn't say we grew up.
No, I didn't say you said we.
Yeah. I just want to make sure you know that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new topic. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wine Together Pods.